Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Brandon from Tattooing 101. I hope you've been enjoying the previous color packing tutorials, week 1 and 2. Right now we're already past midway point of the tutorial series. So if you haven't seen the week 1 and 2 video, I highly recommend you check them out because I'm building off each lesson as we go. There will be a link in the description below that you could check those out if you have not already. If you've been missing out on those videos, it's probably because you don't have your notifications turned on. So hit the bell notification if you would like to stay up to date on all the content I make each week. And hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on another tutorial. In today's video, we're going to be going over color layering. And what is color layering, you might ask? This is the process of putting down colors over top of each other to make different tones. So we're first going to start up with the setup. Right here, I have my Bishop 1 packer. I'm going to be running it at 7.5, and I'm going to be using a 12 gauge 15 curved mag. For the colors we're going to use today is solid Miami blue, solid teal, solid El Dorado, solid Diablo, and solid chocolate. So as you can see here with my design, I have a couple areas that I already put in the shading. I've left the other area with no shading right here. So with this, I would still have shading on this side. So I normally wouldn't do this. I'm doing this so you're able to see how layering the colors and over top of shading is able to help increase the depth of your tattoos. So now I'm going to go into my first color, which is going to be my Miami blue. And the first thing you want to know is that whenever it comes to packing in color with tattoo inks, the darker color will always show through the lighter color. So if I go over this area right here, you're going to see the black show through under this color. So when I wipe it off, you could barely see this. So the black's going to overpower this color right here. So when I'm going through this right here, you're able to see the black show through, which will help for the smoother blend going in with the color, as you can see here. So I could go straight over these black areas and do my color in order to make the transitions that I need going into the skin tone. Now on the other side, if I was to go straight in and do my color, you could see it's going to be a major change because the black's not under there, so it shines through perfectly. So at first it can be hard to notice because whenever the tattoo is fresh, the colors will look great and really pop out. But this is deceiving because down the line, when the tattoo is fully healed, you'll notice that the darker color will show through. So we're gonna go through with all of the Miami blue and the areas to where I want to come out with the black and the darker areas of the tattoo. Using the corner of my mag here, so I'm not slicing up the skin. I'm only using the top part of my mag, not the whole line. If I held it like this and tried to saturate it this way, it's going to create slices in the skin. So I'm tilting my mag and only using the corner, which is why I use curved mags, so I'm able to have the ability to do this. So for the demonstration, I'm starting out with the blue so you're able to see all the processes, but if I was actually doing this tattoo on a client, I would always start with my darker colors, so my reds. I'm doing lighter colors first, so you're able to clearly see how much it muddies up whenever you are going in with darker colors. So now before we go on to our teal color, to smooth out some of these blues we put in, I'm going to go into my red, which is Diablo, and put in the color so you could see exactly what it looks like on top of the black. So the same as with the blue, whenever I'm going over this section right here, the black is going to shine through. Now on fake skin, this could be kind of hard because fake skin reacts differently to the ink than an actual client would, but you could still see that the black shines through. So I'm able to go over top of that, and then the other side has no shading, and it'll come out way lighter, as you can see here. Also, what I'm doing is wiping away from my color because I don't want it to completely muddy up the design. If you were to do color right here and wipe over top of it, you could see it kind of mixes in with the color. Now, if this was on an actual client, it would be way worse because their pores open up, so you want to make sure that you're doing your dark colors first. And you can see pretty much everywhere, I'm still leaving this area of skin tone. I'm just transitioning in. I'm not completely saturating everything. For this area up here, it's just going to be a highlight on the bottom, so I can completely saturate this area in here. So we're just doing that with our little ovals. Now, because red is such a powerful color, we're going to have to clean out our cartridge. So I'm going to clean up my design, make sure my cartridge is cleaned out from all the residual ink before going into our brown. One thing to point out, that whenever you are completely saturating a pigment, you want it to get 100% saturated. So whenever you are putting color into the skin, compared to whipping out color, that the area is only about 50% filled with ink. So that's going to create the different transitions from doing a solid packed color or fading it out into skin tone. And that's why when you try to add more color to an area that's already packed in, you can't add more ink over the top unless it's a darker color. However, if you're going to put color into an area that's only 50% saturated, there's still room to add ink over top of it, and they will end up mixing together and creating a perfect blend. So let's get into our light blue. You can see here that this is 50% saturated. It's not packed in at all, so I'm able to go back over this area and it's going to mix in and make a seamless blend, as you can see here. We could also do it in these other areas as well. So even though this color is lighter, because I didn't completely saturate that area, I'm able to add my tones over top of it and it'll show through and create a seamless blend. Same with everything else. I'm just going over the top with my brown over top the black I put in to help with the transition and the depth of the design. Biggest thing whenever you're doing color is thinking about the design and what it's going to look out like years in the future. So these colors are going to fade through the natural process of healing. There's no way around that. So having that black in there is going to help hold the foundation of this tattoo together through time. Now I could rinse my needles out and go in with our final color, which is yellow. The biggest thing you want to focus on whenever you are building up these tones is that you're not overworking the skin. So on fake skin, you could practice these techniques and make sure that nothing's chewed up or overworked. When it comes to actual human skin, if you're overworking the skin, it's going to lead to bad healing and ink falling out if it scabs up. So you want to stay away from that. So when you're practicing these techniques, try to understand how the ink goes into the skin so you could better understand to do it effectively on an actual client. Next week, we'll be moving on to the final tutorial. We'll be doing a full tattoo from start to finish, learning all the techniques that we've learned from the previous 3 lessons. If you found this video helpful, make sure you sign up to our email list to get more insider knowledge on being a tattoo artist or becoming a tattoo artist, or even growing in tattooing as a whole. I'll leave a link in the description for you, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.